Back. What about these one suggestion is move it further away?
Let's clear up some things right here, because I live here. I live a mile north of Ground Zero. I've been down there. This cultural center will be 2 blocks north of Ground Zero on a cross street. Things are very, very tight down there. 13 stories is not tall for Lower Manhattan. Okay, so it's not looming over Ground Zero. The only way you'd be able to see it from Ground Zero if you were up in the Freedom Tower. Secondly, the memorial will be finished in 1 year and 1 month from today. The memorial will. The museum will be finished a year after that. People can't see it because there's fences up around there. The Freedom Tower is going up. So the statements that there's nothing else happening around here and the statement that this building is towering over Ground Zero is totally false. This building is going to have, my understanding, and I'm not an expert at it, is going to have a swimming pool, a 400-seat theater in here, auditorium, art centers. People outside of New York City don't know how valuable this is. We've already got a similar building built by the Jewish community uptown. It's called the 92nd Street Y. So I don't see any problem here except that which is manufactured by people who really don't know what's going on.
Well, Netta Bulerchi, come back here. You're outside of New York. Does that help? Does that convince you at all?
Not really. It's actually even worse because I don't know if I'm speaking on behalf of all the family members that are away, but it's even more difficult because when you're not close and you can't voice your opinions, I've been given this amazing opportunity to speak to you today, but I know other family members who haven't had the chance to speak up. To me, again, it may seem irrational and emotional argument and not a logical one, but I did not ask for this to happen, but it has. And now that it has, I really don't think building a mosque, and as wonderful as this will be, that if it's supposed to be a cultural center, great. It could be a cultural center somewhere that is not close to this particular place, because for us families, it means something else than to a New York real estate developer or other people who want to use this site for their own statements.
And do you,
for me, that's...
I'm sorry.
Sure.
No, I'm sorry.
For me, that's my mother's gravesite. It's plain as simple as that. And I appreciate the fact that they are building a memorial and a museum, and I don't care how tall it is. It could be 1 story or 13 stories. I do not like it to be close because so many people of different faiths also lost their lives. If that's so, then we should build a temple and a church around it too. And what about other people, Hindus and Baha'is, everybody else that was on that plane that died?
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me get Nihat Awad back in. Go ahead.
Well, you know, again, as Nada said, it's an emotional issue, and I sympathize with all those who lost good, family members. We all Americans have suffered, and we continue to suffer from this tragedy at the hands of these terrorists. But the issue in America is emotions do not veto constitutional rights. We are Americans because we are proud of our heritage. America is welcomed everywhere, and America has welcomed people from different backgrounds, different nationalities, different faith communities, and our country was founded on the freedom of expression and the freedom of religion. But the problem is when they equate my faith with these terrorists, I take an offense because I am Muslim, I'm proud of my faith, and no one should play with my faith. No one should take me away from New York just because they feel that way. In America, we don't do things the easy way. We do things the right way.
Well, Mr. Medved, different emotional issues here. One that he just raised is equating his faith with the 9/11 attacks. That's what he sees happening. Go ahead.
No one is equating his personal faith with the 9/11 attacks. But you cannot deny the fact that the people who perpetrated those 9/11 attacks did those attacks in the name of Islam. I mean, people have compared this to the Murrah building and the fact that the Murrah building in Oklahoma City has churches nearby. Timothy McVeigh didn't kill people in the name of Christianity. The murderers of 9/11 did it in the name of Islam. I think that William Crystal, my colleague who was on my radio show yesterday, has made a very, very constructive suggestion, and a suggestion for President Obama. And President Obama is in a unique position here because of some of the credibility he's achieved in the Muslim community. And it's an opportunity not for presidential power, but for presidential leadership to bring together both sides to this dispute and to try to work constructively to have people on the same page so that people like myself who question the location of this mosque, not its existence, not its building, not the building of the Cordoba house, but its location. The 92nd Street Y, which was cited before, had no controversy regarding the location of that building. It has not offended some of the people to whom any ground was particularly sacred. I think the family should be taken very seriously, and I think the objections of New Yorkers and the people who care desperately about 9/11 being remembered and being remembered accurately need to be taken into account, and with a negotiated agreement, not taking away anyone's right, but actually bringing us together in a positive, constructive direction, which ought to be possible.
All right, we just have a short time left. And Mr. Wolf, do you see, that was one way forward put out there, do you see any way to go forward? What would you like to see happen now?
Well, I do, and I think that people, number one, ought to just Google the location on Google Maps or something like that and take a look at what it really is. There's going to be a Greek Orthodox church built on the site of Ground Zero because it was destroyed. St. Paul's Chapel, an Episcopal church, is across the street from Ground Zero. So this is the way New York City is. There's religious institutions all over the place. And I still say that one of the things I was very proud of after 9/11 is we didn't do the same thing to the Muslims that we did to the Japanese after Pearl Harbor. But now 10 years later, has the anger and has the hurt festered that much? I know there's a lot of my 9/11 family member friends who are against this, and they're very pained, and I understand that. But I say that we have to remember what this country was founded on. It was founded on religious freedom, not just for some, not just for all that were here, but for all religious freedom. And if there's any problem with illegal activities, I have full confidence in our law enforcement and intelligence agencies to ferret that out wherever it might be, in whatever religious institution.
All right. Well, we do have to leave it there. I want to thank you all for presenting your views so candidly and forcefully with us. Charles Wolf, Anita Bulerchi, Michael Medved, and Nihad Awad. Thank you all very much. Thank you.